Day 9, Tuesday, I believe, and we are currently on a beautiful section of road. We have a decision to make. The legend and I have a decision to make. Yesterday, while we were on section 13, we had been riding. Took about 5 hours to do 125 miles, and it was mostly that marble gravel, a few good looking spots where, you know, there was some tree clearings and whatnot, and the bikes were running great. The tracks were okay, but after 5 hours of just gravel roads, we were about to start section 14, and we were at that little truck stop on the tap map. And so the legend and I start talking. Ben and I start talking about, you know, do we want to spend another 3 or 4 hours on the next section, basically riding on gravel at 25 miles an hour, but not really getting the payoff of, you know, scenic vistas or something that really challenges us, gets our heart racing. You know, the gravel, yeah, it gets your heart racing. You know, the front end's a little squirrely, but overall, it's really not that challenging. I mean, you could go down at any time if you hit a rut or something wrong, which I had in my video last time of hitting, you know, a mud rut that was a little deeper and almost losing it. So sure, that's there, but just the drive of it. So that is a really long-winded way to say we have made a decision. And the decision is to continue our path. And the main part of this decision is to get to Colorado as soon as we can. Now, we're not violating anything. The one thing I've read in all my reviews about the Trans-America Trail, and I love this, these are from guys that have done it, they said make it your own ride. And that's what Ben and I are going to do. We're going to make this our own ride. And right now, there's no one behind the legend. I am here cruising at, somewhere around 59, 60 miles an hour. The speedometer's always a little bit over. And I am in sheer comfort. And this road's beautiful. The lake's beautiful. Plus, we're making time to our goal of Colorado. Now, I understand we are missing some things. But what you have to do as a traveler is weigh these things out. Is this one small thing worth the 4 or 5 hours? And sometimes it absolutely is. A vista, the top of a pass, hitting the tap shack. Those are all worthwhile things. And if you choose to do that, I don't discount them at all. But for us, we've decided just to take back roads, which, interestingly enough, some of them are still on Kevin's GPX route as the green sections, which that's what we realized with our adventure bikes. We really enjoy this. Plus, we're making time to our goal. That's also going to give us time to stay longer in Colorado so that we can do the many things that we want to do there. Now, I'm sure there's the purist out there that would say, no, don't, you know, that's not doing it. That's not the way to do it. Well, for the purist, that's fine. We're our own two guys, retirees, doing our dream, and we're still going to go across the country. We're still going to dip our foot in the Pacific Ocean, and basically we're still going to follow a lot of the TAT tracks. But I'm going to take the advice of all the people that we have seen, and we're going to make this our absolute own ride. We're going to make it for Ben and I. And Ben just checked in with me. In future videos, maybe I can get his audio piped into mine. But Ben just said, you know, what do you think? How do you like it? And I said, wow, I'm so relaxed, and I really, really started to enjoy where, you know, just driving on the gravel, realizing, okay, we're doing 20. It's going to be 5 hours today. And we're going to be burning up hotel stays and whatnot. I said, let's put our money in Colorado, not just to say, hey, we did this, and put it on a forum somewhere. So I'm sure I'm going to edit a lot of this out because it is long-winded, but I just want to shoot from the hip. I'll still tell you what sections we're near as we parallel them, just to give you an idea. I'm also going to try to take some screenshots of the map to give you some daily. And I've also been working on some other shots. In Colorado, we will pull the drone out and get some things there. So there's so much more to come on this adventure. I was so happy to see how many people watched that first day and how many more subscribed. It really means a lot to me, and it's added to this trip. You know, sure, editing video isn't the funnest thing in the world, but kind of knowing that people are going along, it's special. And I have done that for the last 10 or 12 years, watched other people's adventures, and it always made me feel good. So I hope that what Ben and I are doing is making you feel good. So please like and subscribe, hit that bell, tell others about our journey. There's going to be so much more. All right, the first stop of the day. What's our haul? Okay, we have some water. We have beef sticks. We're dropping everything. And of course, we have our Celsius, not a sponsor. So, this is a typical haul on a cross-country trip. As we're riding here, headed to Fort Smith, I just noticed one thing I've adopted are riding positions as I travel these nice, long, windy roads. Switching up your position throughout can really ease any discomfort that you have on the trip. I personally call this one the Easy Rider, where I'm using my highway pegs. It supports the back of my boots. I get to stretch my legs out, and it also opens the vents in my riding pants perfect, that I get a lot of airflow, so that's nice. The other one is putting my feet up on the crash bars. Kind of keeps your knees up high. I call this one the Japanese squat. Use your imagination. This one is pretty comfortable. Then of course your standard riding position, which the Tiger has an excellent upright riding position. And as I mentioned before, the windscreen, I get a lot of questions, is it stock? And it absolutely is. I am running the EvoTech Performance on it, and honestly, I've never moved it once. Even when I was in the woods, I just kept it in the upright position. It's fine. It doesn't block my vision at all. Then of course you have your standing position, and I call this one attack, where you get the old elbows up, and I can kind of sit over the back, get a little more weight on that rear shock. So going through the woods, you hit some sand, this is a nice position. And that's it. I basically alternate between these, and then if I need to stretch, I'll go full upright. And these riding positions let me put on a lot of miles. The seat has been fine. I've had no issues. I did buy one of those inexpensive, I think Wind Rider makes them, where it's a mesh that goes over the seat, and the idea is it keeps your butt out of the water when it rains. And I will say it's made a difference. You know, in my old seat, you'd really feel the heat under your butt over time, where this mesh allows you to slide easier, and it does seem that the water doesn't pool as bad. So big fan of that. The cruise control has been invaluable. Yeah, and the Legend just pulled up, and this is his favorite riding position, where he puts his boots on the rear pegs. Now, to me, it looks like he's doing yoga while he's riding the motorcycle, but he's the Legend. He can do what he wants, okay. We got a car with a left turn signal, and it always absolutely frightens me when I see a car with a left turn signal. So I'll put both hands on, have my fingers on the brake, left hand on the horn, ready to go. But yeah, the Legend, Ben, he uses that position. And Ben, how often do you ride with that, would you say? What percentage? Yeah. How much do you use your, Ben said 30% of that position. How much do you use the pegs, the riding pegs? Yeah, the highway pegs. Okay, about 20%, and then the rest, yeah. What's the longest, Ben said he's also mostly just sitting upright. But what about standing? What's the longest you think you've gone standing? Yeah, and Ben just said 3 miles. And, you know, I'd like to hear in the comments. I saw a video where a guy got pulled over for standing because there was a statute that said you had to be sitting on the motorcycle. Now, even though I know the Legend could do it, he could stand on the seat and do those wheelies that those young kids do on their sports bikes. But, you know, to me, it's an adventure bike. We're trained to stand. You want to release the weight off the suspension when you go over railroad tracks and whatnot. But I'd be curious if anyone's ever gotten a ticket for standing while they're riding. Because I often think, you know, if the Popo are going the other way, are they going to spin around and get me for reckless driving? Or driving with one hand? I often wonder that. Because I'll do that. I talk with my hands, so I have to tell you guys what's going on. But I often wonder if someone's having a bad day, are they going to get me for that? So, just some random thoughts on our way to Fort Smith here in the beautiful Arkansas. Ben and I are really, gotta say, man, this is a beautiful area. We just had that stop where we loaded up on beef jerky, and I did a Celsius, a bottle of water. What'd you have, Ben? Orange juice? Oh yeah, Ben had orange juice and Hostess cakes. Now the guy is 160 pounds wet. He eats more sugar than an ant colony over 1,000 years, but the guy doesn't gain a pound. He's out eating me 3-to-1, and if I don't have a salad at night, I'll be 500 pounds, where this guy can just do it. Metabolism is not a fair thing. Again, random thoughts as we're riding through Arkansas at this wonderful little construction area. This Route 22 that we've taken is epic. It's so smooth, it's straight, it's easy. There is this guilt, like, I feel like the tat purists are like, oh, you're not doing the tat, you're not going across the country right. It's right for me and Ben. And I think when we start hitting the gnarly stuff in Colorado, we'll make up for it. Bridge inspection. A long time ago, I used to be a physics teacher, believe it or not. And I used to do a bridge breaking. It was a very popular thing with my students. The old bridge breaking. Another random piece of information, our school mascot was a tiger. Connection? I don't know. Maybe. Good morning, everybody. It is day 10, and today we're making the fast trek over to Trinidad, Colorado. But before we go, we have a surprise stop. We're traveling through the Oklahoma State University campus right now in Stillwater, and we are headed to, surprise, the UPS store. Why are you headed to the UPS store, you ask? Well, the main reason is, upon perched on the back, I have 25 pounds of stuff that I shouldn't have packed. And I've had it. I am going minimalist. And even still, my bag looks big on the back, but I'm gonna lose 25 pounds by shipping this home. So we're going to go to the UPS store, and we're going to hope they have a box, and we're going to hope that they'll take the stuff, and we're going to hope that it arrives safely at my home at some point. But it's really going to reduce the overall size of my luggage, take another 25 pounds off the back, so when we get back onto the tap routes in Colorado, I'll be carrying less weight. So, pretty happy about it. We'll let you know how it goes. All right, here's the package. Too much stuff. So, look at this.
Yeah.
This.
It was moving on this side.
Yeah, I know. I could feel it. That is going. And it's got to weigh at least 25 pounds. I still have a lot of stuff, but it's better. Okay, we're gonna mix things up today. The legend, I've asked him to lead. Change the pace a little bit. And I am UPS weighted out at 25 pounds lighter. So, I can already feel the bike is not as top heavy, and it feels absolutely amazing. So, hey, packing, err on the side of nothing. 2 pair of shorts, 2 shirts, riding gear, shaving kit. We still kept the tent, sleeping bag, just in case. And here I go again, just in case. But in Moab, we may camp out to see the stars. The legend is pumped. He is also a train fan, and for the first time on this trip, he gets to see one of his favorite hobbies, a little bit of train spotting. But the legend up there doing legendary things, holding a nice 74, almost 79 miles an hour on the speedos, handling the wind like a champ. It's what legends are made of. Doing a great job leading today. We're switching things up. I've heard so much about Oklahoma, how boring it is to cross, but I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing some beauty here. I'm seeing, the wind turbines, the interesting. It's kind of rolly. When I seen all the pictures on the TAT, I get it. You're in fields and it's flat and it's straight. But the roads that we're taking, it's impressive. Legend. Legend running the yoga pose. My man is comfortable. We're comfortable. just filled up with gas. We decided we're only going to go down to a half tank. We see gas, we get it, because you never know. Things are starting to get a little desolate. Makes you think. Makes you think about the bikes. But passing along good energy. I am digging this trip. I am really, really digging this trip. It's all starting to come together. I think the first week was just, you know, finding my footing, finding the road, letting go. Just letting go of all the other stuff. And today I'm feeling pretty grateful. Oh man, this is cool. I gotta admit, I'm a little inspired right now, man. This is beautiful. I have to add, like, my feelings right now. You know, I thought the highlight of the day would be that ice cream sandwich that I just ate. And I was like, oh, let's just get to Trinidad. Let's just get there. But now, it's like the road and the landscape, it completely changes how you feel. It's like we haven't ridden 8 hours already today, or 9 hours, or whatever it is. Hell, I don't even know what time zone we're in. I don't know what state we're in. I don't know what time zone we're in. Hell, I don't even know what day it is. This is what this trip was about. And we haven't even hit Colorado yet. We are in New Mexico. Woohoo! Adios, Oklahoma. Yeah, I just passed me some cattle. That's kind of cool. The road abruptly turned to gravel. And now we're on open range. And we're very, very close to the Transamerica Trail again. We don't have many options. Ugh. Oh shit. All right. We don't do pictures very often, but this one we got to. Well, we made it. Colorado. We literally blistered through Arkansas and Oklahoma. No real regrets about it. But this last 100 miles through New Mexico, it was epic. It was beautiful. And then seeing that sign, we're about 60 miles away from Trinidad. We already have a hotel booked in Trinidad.